Hello and welcome. My name is Satpreet Singh. In the current era, we live in the technology predominated world. Technology is used in every field, putting and adding more and more information every day at our fingerprints. Today, we will try to learn and discuss how technology play a vital role in forecasting the growth of objectives in the organization. Our agenda for today will be what is capacity and capability and how to forecast the future growth of objectives in the organization. What is forecasting and for technology forecasting, how these helps in decision making process to achieve future growth, the relationship between technology and capacity building, what is qualitative and quantitative forecasting, what is the difference between exploratory and normative forecasting, different states of technology forecasting, various models of primary forecasting, which technology are implemented and how are these technology used at Ardass Corporation to forecast future growth, key indicator and metrics to measure the performance and future growth, how can the organization capacity enable processing active requests for goods and services, what is the relationship between the elements of the capacity building and organization ability to deliver orders for the goods and services to end user through the infographics. Some important references for further study will follow the conclusion for better understanding. Before forecasting future growth of objectives in an organization, we need to know about capacity and capability, the key indicators that provide useful, accurate sign of growth and how technology play a role in them. Capacity is the level of organization that identifies its capability to deliver goods and or services to satisfy present and future customer expectations by filling their needs. The organization's capability are the collective expertise, skills, and alignment of resources to produce deliverables. The key indicator are revenue growth, which explains how well the organization can grow through sales revenue over a given period. The revenue per client indicator is a measure that tells the average dollar amount earned by the organization for each client. Profit margin indicates how many cents the organization makes a profit after all expenses for each dollar sale. The client retention rate indicator refers to the rate at which client stays with the organization for a given period and use the organization's goods and or services. The customer satisfaction indicator measures customer satisfaction by identifying how satisfied customers are with the organization goods and or services. Organization technology is the sum of manufactured concepts that evolves processes that changes, modifies or create new goods and services offered by the organization. Forecasting is an organization's primary tool for decision making to help in planning, budgeting, and estimating future growth. It predicts the organization's future by examining historical data and considering past and present events. It measures the impact on the future of the organization with future uncertainty. The benefits of forecasting are managing resources efficiently, better finance handling, managing organization operations effectively and efficiently, target the right market, adapting changes, reduce the cost of production and deliverables, better customer satisfaction, better management decisions, focusing on achieving organizational goals and objectives, identify weak points and problems areas to improve, and better team building to increase work performance. Technology forecasting in organization is used for various purposes for successful, sustainable, competitive growth in the organization for being competitive in the future market. It helps to evaluate the market, new techniques, new technologies, define competitor strategies and actions, and examine the impact of technology on the organization's successful, sustainable future growth. Internally, it enhances the communication between the individuals, organizations, and management level. Externally, it improves and builds trust for the effective and efficient delivery of organization's message, product, and or services to end users, vendors, and other stakeholders. Technology forecasting helps to plan strategies for dealing with uncertain situations and challenges by improving system, processes, and procedures for sustainable, successful growth. Technology forecasting can be short-term to plan strategies for a single product, service, or innovation, mid-term to plan identify the challenges between 2 to 10 years from the present. Long-term technology forecasting foresees all possible future changes, innovations, and changes. The relationship between technology and capacity building is necessary for the future sustainable growth of the organization. Capacity building in an organization is the process to effectively, efficiently, accurately, and economically govern the organizations to achieve its vision, mission, and value. Technology in an organization helps to reduce the cost of production and deliverables, maximize profit, deliver product efficiently and effectively, communicate better with the stakeholders, resolve issues based on previous experience and data, etc. Technology is an application of knowledge and skills for practical purpose to help adopt changes in the environment and improve the system, processes, and procedures in which the organization produced and deliver its goods and services to the end user. Organizational technology is a strategy for organizing and coordinating technology across the entire enterprise. It manages practices, structure, processes, resources, and procedures to achieve the organization's objectives and goals by satisfying the end user of produced deliverables. Organizational technology can be categorized into four levels: business process technology, operational technology, customer interfacing technology, and product technology. Business process technology is an information technology that consists of information and solutions used by the business to manage the processes and execute transactions in the organization. Operational technology contains all relevant data related to system, processes, and procedures at the operational level in the organization to manage, operate, and monitor them. Product technology embedded with the organizational deliverables, it has all the information, interactions, and alternatives to maximize production and minimize the use of resources to increase future growth. Customer interfacing technology is used to interact with the end users of the organization's deliverables. Qualitative forecasting is subjective insight and opinions, whereas quantitative forecasting focuses more on historical data and statistical calculations to predict future growth in the organization. Quantitative forecasting collects historical data and applies mathematical formulas to estimate future growth. It is also called statistical demand forecasting. The result produced from quantitative forecasting in the organization provides the ability to make informed decisions and strategies, adopt changes, and ensure continuous growth. Organizations use NAVE, seasonal revenue run rate, historical growth rate, and linear regression techniques to understand the business performance better. The NAVE approach estimates the future growth based on the past performance data. The seasonal approach is also called the seasonal indexing that uses historical data in a given period to predict growth in the same future season during the same period. The revenue run rate technique predicts the future growth based on performance metrics at the end of the year, whether calendar or fiscal. The historical growth rate helps to understand the business growth based on the achieved goals and total revenue. Linear regression is a detailed analysis technique used to understand how certain variables in processes affect performance and forecast what the sales will be like in the future. Quantitative techniques are based on expert judgments and experiences. The primary qualitative forecasting techniques are Delphi, market research, panel consensus, and visionary forecast. These forecast techniques are used in combination or individually to develop the better strategies to achieve sustainable growth in production, deliverables, demand planning, market, and sales. Organizations use Delphi technique for the repeated cycle to get opinions or questions in a structured manner from the experts. Then facilitators use the independent answers to predict trends in automation, sales, production, etc. Market research forecasts future demands, the questionnaire and survey to help the organization to introduce new products in the market. Panel consensus brings all organizations' internal experts for open brainstorming to generate new ideas and how to forecast future growth accurately. The visionary forecast uses the experts' experience judgments to prepare future growth scenario in the organization based on the market study. Exploratory and normative forecasting techniques are used widely in organizations for technology forecasting. Exploratory technology forecasts are primarily based on extensive data and information available in the market and databases. Exploratory method quantitatively projects the future possibility of growth in the organization. It is further divided into four categories: intuitive, extrapolative, growth curves, and technology monitoring. Intuitive methods are based on the ability of the experts to assess the future growth. Extrapolative methods use past trends and projects them into future to estimate the future growth. Growth curves are the technology capability and use finite limits to lead the unpredictable results in the future growth. Technology monitoring predicts the future growth by monitoring early signs of innovation. Normative technology forecasting is also called goal-oriented forecasting. It defines the desired future and then research back in the past and present to identify the required steps to achieve. Normative forecasting has two categories to improve system, processes, and procedures to predict the future growth. The constitutive method identifies the system, process, and procedures that need to be compromised, improved, or replaced in the future. The interpretive and regulated method explains directions on how the replacement or improvements of the existing system, processes, and procedures will be accomplished. Technology play a vital role in forecasting the future growth of objectives in the organization. It is necessary for organizations for successful future growth and to be competitive in the market. Organizations have two types of forecasting, short-term and long-term. Short-term forecasting focus on sales, operation and budget in the organization. It focuses more on whether sale, production, expenses, variables and overheads will remain stable or not in the period within the next 3 years or less. Long-term forecasting covers at least 3 years or more years to predict future growth. Long-term forecasting always includes best case scenarios and worst case scenarios in prediction. Four stages can achieve the organization's future growth of objectives using technology. Forecasting are scanning, anticipating, identifying and planning. The scanning stage gathers all the information and tracks the past and present trends in the organization internally and externally for successful growth in the present and future. Anticipating technology helps organizations to develop, focus, and improve awareness, research, and innovate technology to existing system, processes, and procedures in the organization. The identification stage identifies threats and opportunities for managing and understanding the present and future growth of the organization. The planning stage develops various strategies to implement in the present and the future for a successful growth of the objectives. Various models are used in organization for technology forecasting to achieve future growth of objectives in the organization. The primary models are trend extrapolation, substitution analysis, analogies, and morphological analysis. Trend extrapolation analysis analyzes information and data sets to identify relevant trends that can be extended to predict the organization's future capability for successful growth. Substitution analysis explores all aspects from observations of which new technology needs to acquire to accomplish growth when existing and past technology expires. It monitors, identifies, and predicts trends in deploying, developing, and implementing new technology to achieve future growth. Analogies use past situations, historical data, and current interest to predict future development for all the organization's sustainable growth of objectives. The analogy models first define the target growth objectives and identify objective relevant experts. Analogy use predefined rules and regulations to estimate future growth based on experts' knowledge, experience, and skills instead of historical data. The morphological analysis provides information on how technology will be developed over time. Technology is changing rapidly, and morphological analysis examine how technology can change because of innovation and which new products and or services need to be added for organizational future growth. These four models are very beneficial in forecasting and achieving the future growth of organizational goals and objectives. Ardass provides professional business services to end users. Professional services are the services that professional provides to satisfy the customer needs. The service industry is always based on art, science, and discipline. The forecasting at Ardass is based on math, experience, and intuitions. Ardass uses four techniques to forecast the future growth. Probabilistic forecasting assumes that there is not a single area of future growth. Instead, it has multiple growth areas with different outcomes. Ardass uses dynamic model to list probabilistic of its services for all future and end user demands. Ardass uses forecasting deferred income method to predict contracted services performance that are not fulfilled yet, but the income has been received. Using this technique help Ardass an idea that when more sources are required for future successful growth. Attrition forecasting is used for understanding undesirable tasks. In the service industry, attrition forecasting keeps the organization experts busy to produce more deliverables and utilize the organization's resources more efficiently and effectively in the present and also for the future. Attrition forecasting helps learn and anticipate end user drop-offs and provide good revenue. Ardass human element forecasting helps identify human intuitions and service sector insights together for the future growth. Technology plays a vital role in Ardass determining its successful, sustainable future growth. Technology at Ardass helps it understand the current state of technology, forecasting, and decision making. Artificial intelligence technology such as chatbots, real-time transcriptions, and sentiment analysis is used at Ardass to enhance the customer service experience. Automation technology at Ardass predicts future trends in the service industry and offer a chance to innovate and develop new ideas and for deliverables. Internet technology helps Ardass to communicate with the end user globally more effectively and efficiently. Remote work helps Ardass to concentrate more on completing tasks and save time for both the end users and the Ardass. Tech-enabled work culture for team engagements help Ardass to synchronize tasks and objectives accurately. These technologies help Ardass to predict future growth in the competitive industry. Artificial intelligence saves time for Ardass experts by answering repeated questions automatically. The experts at Ardass can concentrate more on work and innovate more ideas to improve organization system, processes, and procedures. Automation technology provides early signs of market change and help Ardass to competitive in the industry. Tech-enabled work culture puts all the historical data and team members' experience in one place to access all the team members internally to the organization. It helps to save time and in decision making. Ardass uses linear regression, market research, panel consensus, and visionary forecasting techniques to forecast the future growth of objectives. Linear regression technique used by Ardass to understand how certain variables in processes affect performance and forecast what the sale will be looks like in the future. The market research method collects stakeholder surveys and improves system process and procedures at all operational, organizational, and management levels. The Ardass conducts panel consensus through the internet and remote works technology for recommendations to maximize production and minimize the use of resources for the future growth. Visionary forecasting is conducted at Ardass management level for experts' past and previous experience to prepare effective strategies for future growth of the objectives. The organization's primary growth indicators are financial, customer, process, sales, and staffing metrics. Financial metrics focus on profit margin and revenue in deliverables. The primary methods to forecast the organization's future growth in financial metrics are liquidity ratio, profitable ratio, solvency ratio, and turnover ratio. The liquidity ratio revenues how well the organization will manage the short-term debts based on the current assets. The profitable ratio measures how well the organization generates sales by keeping expenses low. The solvency ratio measures the organization's long-term financial health to pay long-term debts. The turnover ratio measures how quickly an organization can perform tasks. Customer metrics focus on efficiency, satisfaction, and retention per end user from the organizational deliverables. It helps the organization to understand better the service received by the customers. Process metrics measures the operational performance of the organization. It analyzes and identifies how the goals are achieved in the organization or if any improvement is required in system, processes, and procedures. Sales metrics measure the ultimate goal of the organization's deliverables and generate revenue. Sales indicator helps and in leveraging non-financial information to understand the sales process. Staffing indicator measures how efficiently and effectively the organization uses its human capital. It helps to maximize deliverables and minimizing the production cost. Capacity is the organization's ability to contain, receive, and deliver its goods and or services. The organization requires organizational planning to satisfy its customers. It creates value, ensure the organization is satisfying and can meet the customer needs. The organization must know how goods and or services it can provide in the present and future with available human capital to achieve the future growth and be competitive in the market. Process planning is a strategy plan where an organization defines its vision and creates a plan with the goal and objectives for the future growth. Facility planning helps the organization to recognize the future market opportunities and anticipate them in the organization. Size and layout planning reduce production cost and increase deliverables. Productivity to efficiently use the organization resources. Capacity planning can be short-term, mid-term, and long-term to receive and deliver the organization's product and or services to meet the end user's demands successfully. Management planning is a careful analysis of currently available resources and market trends, predictions of emerging technologies, opportunities, and future demands of the end users. Schedule planning enables the prioritization of goals and objectives, identifying ideal resources, efficiently using resources, reducing production cost, and efficiently delivering organization deliverables to the end users to meet the active request for the goods and services demand in the future. The key element of capacity planning and organization's ability to produce and deliver its products and services helps to determine the future growth of objectives in the organization. These elements identify the relationship between capacity planning and organizational ability to produce and deliver goods and or services. The first element is key metrics. It focuses on the key performance that impact our client's health the most. This indicator gather all data for sales, sources, finance, and budget for efficiently delivering products to the end user. Control element ensures that the plan to control cash flow and outflow to ensure that the organization operation can run smoothly and prepare the organizations to handle challenges from uncertainty and budgetary problems. Quality of revenue elements focus on three aspects: margin optimization, risk mitigation, and cost of revenue. Margin optimization helps to understand and control the overhead production costs such as setup and preparation cost of the production facilities. inventory cost, etc. Risk mitigation helps to reduce potential risk of developing a management plan, eliminating idle processes, and limit setbacks as much as possible for successful delivering the organization's product and or services to meet the end user needs. The cost of revenue element measures the total cost incurred to produce deliverables. Over delivery element of capacity measures the progress and lead time spent on deliverable production and delivery to the end user. It indicates that the earned value of the deliverables versus the actual cost incurred is under the organization's control. The forecasting elements help the organization to strategically plan meaningful, reasonable, and informed decisions to deliver predictable profit. It improves the cash flow and control the production cost. It helps to deliver the organization deliverables efficiently and effectively to the customers to compete in the changing and rapidly changing market. Forecasting in an organization improves its competitiveness in the market for long-term successful economic growth. Technology is widely used to forecast the growth of objectives in most organizations. Technology helps the organizations to communicate better at all operational, organizational, and management levels, reduce production costs by efficiently using organizational sources, and improve systems, process, and procedures in delivering produced goods and or services to the end users. Qualitative and quantitative forecasting techniques use historical data and trends to predict the future and help decide to adapt changes and face challenges in the future. Organizations use many models and methods to forecast and achieve future growth objectives by reducing production cost, increasing profit margin, and efficiently developing goods and services to the end users. For further study and research, please follow the references. Thank you.